places that I've worked at that I'll be talking about are very like luxury brand, very high class, fancy, very expensive, posh, very big reputations. And then the other one, I have nothing bad to say about the third one. It's like a small business type of family restaurant, and I love the clientele, I love the location, I love the coworkers. Everything about it was just perfect, and I actually stopped working there because of COVID, and I haven't gone back, and it makes me really sad because I love that place. Like, I love it, I love it, I love it. But I'm doing YouTube now, which makes me so happy, and I cannot thank you enough for helping me, or just hanging out with me, I guess. But yeah, so two of the places are very, like, on the outside, they're very luxury, but on the inside, you can see all the little crevices and, you know, the behind the scenes of what really goes on at luxury places. And the clientele are just really hit or miss. Some of them are so nice, and angels sent from heaven above, and some of them, if I ever see them, it's on site. But anyways, so I have some pretty funny stories. One of the places, the coworkers is what made it insane. Like, if you could think of the most insane people on the entire planet, they just all ended up there for some reason. There was just something about everyone that was just a little off. And I worked there because my brother had worked there, and we ended up going to the same university. And so I ended up just like goes, "We don't have a daughter." And he was like, "Oh." Like, speechless. Like, I have no idea what to say. He knows exactly what happened, how it clicked, okay? And he goes, "Oh yeah, sometimes I bring students here, and just like talk to them about assignments." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And then that same dude, you know, he just keeps coming in with all these girls, and the wife is like on to him at this point. And we like never see her anymore. Like, she never comes over anymore. And I'm pretty sure something happened because he never wore his ring again. So I'm pretty sure something happened, and we think it's worse than it seemed initially, because one of my coworkers was like, "Oh yeah, one day he got really drunk and tried to show me pictures of his students that they sent him because he was like having a lot of relations with his students, and was trying to like show it off to my coworker." And he was like, "Dude, no, like, no, man, what are you doing?" And, you know, it was just so gross, man. And then, what other story? Okay, so one time, okay, so there's this one guy that would come in all the time, and he always came in with this younger girl, and he would always order for her, and she like wouldn't say a word. Like, I would be like, "Oh, hi, how are you guys doing? Like, what can I get for you, you know?" And he would say, "I'll have this," and she'll have that. And then she was like, "Oh, actually, can I have this?" And he was like, "No, you're getting this." And she was like, "Oh, okay." And I always thought it was super weird. But, you know, I was kind of new, and I was like, I'm not gonna like step on any toes. I'm not gonna, you know, whatever. So then, after a while, I kind of figured out that he was just trying to get her like the cheapest thing possible. And she was always like looked really unhappy, and I don't know what their relationship was. I don't know if this was his daughter or his girlfriend. I literally have no idea. But it could have gone either way. I really don't know. But one day she asked for something, and again he said no, and I got it for her, and he was like, "No." I said no, and I said, "It's on the house. Like, don't worry about it. I just got it for her. It's on the house. She always asks for it. She never gets it. I got it for her. It's on the house. You don't have to worry about the price. It's on us." And the look on his face when he like you can tell he definitely gets a power trip from like controlling what she consumes. And the fact that I took that power away, she had the biggest smile on her face, and he was just so like he just never thought that anyone was going to question his authority. And I felt really, you know, I don't know, you know what I mean? I felt really happy that I looked out for her. And then, what else? Oh my god. Okay, so there's this one coworker who was so out of pocket all the time. He never said Man, I feel bad for leaving it hanging like that. Oh, I shouldn't have even mentioned it, but whatever. What else? Oh. Oh, I don't think I can say that either. I need like a platform where I can just say everything. There's so many stories, but all of them would get me or someone else in trouble. Okay, let me think. Okay, one time, so one of my friends, like, we're not really friends anymore, but we were like close at the time. She was a little bit emotional, you know, very, very emotional. And like, if she felt something, she felt it with her whole body. Like, it like consumed, every emotion kind of consumed her, if that makes sense. And so one day, she got really, really drunk at work, which was very common. Everyone got drunk at work. Like, if you went up to the bartender and said, F the man, they would give you a coffee cup full of whatever drink you wanted, or if you got an A on an exam, you would just tell them and like show them your grade and they would give you a free drink. And just everyone knew if you were carrying around a coffee cup, you had a drink in there, you know. And it was so much fun. I love my coworkers there, for the most part. But yeah, so she got drunk. I think she just had F the man and had an A on an exam, some combo where she got like a bunch of drinks. And we were walking home because I was like, you can't drive, like, we'll just stay at my place. So we walked to my apartment, and on the way to my apartment, we stopped by this frat house who was like all decorated for Christmas. They had all these lights hung up everywhere, and these really pretty big candy canes, which are obviously handmade. Like, they handmade them and like put lights all over them. It was very beautiful, honestly. And she goes up